Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here at the Travel Leaders Network EDGE Conference. It's the last day. And actually, before this all happened, I got a message from this gentleman next to me, Dan Bagby from Honeymoons Always, who had just been down for the Sandals Awards, Star Awards. And he said, you got to feature some younger travel advisors on there. Well, I agree. I used to be a younger travel journalist, but that was long ago. So I thought it'd be nice to get together with him and find out, why he got into the business, why he's focusing in on what he's focusing on, and why he's part of Travel Leaders. So we're going to talk to Dan about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Dan, first of all, great to see you. Have you had a good conference so far?
Yeah, it's been great. Been able to connect with a lot of people, have a good time.
And you got to see the Reverend Gary Sadler up there, and he took us to church, the Church of Sandals. It was great. I've seen that so many times, but he is a wonderful presenter, great guy. Now, first of all, tell us a little bit about your agency and what you focus on.
Yeah, so Honeymoon Always, we focus on honeymoons, but we believe that the honeymoon doesn't have to end with right after the wedding, but it can happen always.
How come mine ended right away?
Well, maybe you need to go.
It didn't happen that way. No, it was you. We had a great honeymoon, and it kept going for a long time. But your idea is you can keep on going, right?
Yeah, just keep going. Spend some time together. Go to an all-inclusive resort. We focus on adult only, so you can always kind of have that time to reconnect. You
should actually have at least once a year, maybe twice a year, a special trip for couples with your spouse or your partner, because it really is important to keep that togetherness, right?
Exactly.
Now, you obviously, the reason you were down at Sandals is you're a big seller of sandals all the way.
Yeah, we've mostly focused on sandals, and the longer I do this, the more I just keep dialing in on our sandals product.
Yeah, and why did you decide to focus on sandals specifically?
Well, we started with honeymoons, and then I realized the average honeymooner wants to go to the Caribbean, Mexico, Hawaii, and then looking at where Sandals was at, it really matched what people were looking for. Mm-hmm. And I know that if I send someone to Sandals, I can set their expectations for what they're going to get, and then Sandals is going to deliver. Right. And of course, Sandals takes really good care of their travel agents.
Well, and that's what they specialize in. It's what they've done for as long as I've known them. I mean, more than 30 years, and actually dates from the 70s when Gordon Butch Stewart started the whole thing, and now his son Adam Stewart is carrying on. Now, when did you actually get into the travel agency business?
Well, I kind of started dabbling in it in 2016, and then really got into it in 2019. And I got started after I used a travel agent for the first time, because I, like many people, thought, are there still travel agents around? But then I was looking for a cruise and realized, oh my gosh, there's so much to choose from, and I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't want to miss out on anything. Right. So I used a travel agent, and then just kind of went from there and was like, wait a second, I could do this.
And you can, with some training and with some expertise, and also a lot of hard work, right?
Definitely, a lot of hard work. Like I said, I started dabbling in 2016, but really didn't go full force until 2021, which is when things really started to come together.
Well, of course, we lost that year in 2021, and we were doing, and although I have to say, all-inclusives still were booking throughout the pandemic, right?
Yeah, and that's another reason why we kind of went that way is during the pandemic, we're like, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And the all-inclusives in the Caribbean were some of the first things to open up. Mm-hmm. So we started doing that, and we're like, oh, this is going great. People love this. So that's how we really...
People actually were getting... Some people canceled their weddings and honeymoons during COVID, but a lot of people, that's when they're going to get married, right?
Exactly. They just lowered the guest count, went to the Caribbean, still had destination weddings, and, after Q1 in 2021, things just kind of really took off.
And it is, and business has been booming ever since, and moving. And now you're part of Travel Leaders Network now. What attracted you to them? Why did you join them?
Well, I have a host agency, 58 Stars, and it was really going with them that I found a travel agency that kind of understood digital marketing and a modern travel agent approach, where some agencies told me you really need a network of high wealth individuals in order to be successful as a travel agent. And then I spoke to a travel agency that really understood digital, and I said, this is kind of what I bring to the table, and this is kind of how I know how to attract clients. And they got it. And so they were part of Travel Leaders, and that's how I got involved in.
And so you like what Travel Leaders has to offer on the digital marketing front as well, right?
Definitely, like with getting leads through the website and
so Agent Profiler and all that, and then obviously they even have new tools, the Social Media Pro, which I'm sure you do a lot of it as own, but it sounds like part of that you could automate, right?
Definitely, you can automate through the tools they give you, and then they're always like at this conference announcing new tools and new enhancements to the current tools they have. So yeah, no reason. I've really been enjoying working with Travel Leaders.
Now, you talked about how you've been started with digital marketing. Is that how do you really market to find your clients?
Well, we started with just our website, and my career was in digital marketing before this, so I knew how to build a website, how to market that website, and then as we've grown, we've increased into pretty much everywhere, so YouTube, TikTok, social media.
So you are doing videos and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, video I think is the best thing because it really helps you connect with your audience. Similarly,
we agree.
yeah. And so as we've grown, we start with our core competency, which for me was SEO and having a good website, and then we've just grown. My wife joined, left her job to help me, and I don't do reels, I don't do short video or anything like that, but she just does amazing with it.
Okay. So complement each other well.
Complement each other, and then just are able to grow in ways that maybe are challenges for other people.
And where did you go on your honeymoon?
We actually went to Costa Rica.
Okay. So, but that was before you were a travel advisor.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Before I was a travel advisor.
Yeah. Now, what does the future hold for your agency? Where are you just going to keep growing the honeymoon business? Do you think you'll venture into other things?
Yeah, we're gonna keep going with honeymoons and all-inclusive, adult-only properties, and then we want to start doing some groups, which are totally different. So we're hoping to launch a pickleball group to the Caribbean this year.
That's the hot one right now.
Yeah, that's very, very hot. So we're really close to launching that. But then, yeah, groups I think is our future of growth. But we're still kind of playing with some ideas there.
Any talk about moving into cruises?
No, excuse me. Virgin Voyages I love.
Oh, there you go, because we were talking about that. Yeah, the adults only, and that we saw that famous commercial, which you saw for the upteenth time, but it's a wonderful commercial about where the kids are all pissed off that they can't go on the cruise, right?
Yeah, so once again, Virgin Voyages, they treat travel agents very well, and I love the product. So I've been on 2 of the cruises, and it makes it a lot easier to sell once you've enjoyed it and genuinely can preach that this is the best cruise experience for my demographic.
So you could see booking a lot of honeymoons, and I don't know if they do destination weddings or not on board, but they probably do. I don't know.
They do. I don't know if they're actually official ceremonies, but I know that you can have a little ceremony there, and then. But celebratory groups like beyond honeymoons and destination weddings, there's tons of family get-togethers, bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, just tons of events for Virgin Voyages.
Absolutely, and we'll have to ask John Diorio, Virgin Voyages, about whether they how they do weddings. But
yes.
But anyway, sounds great. Now it sounds like that would be a good complementary product to what you're selling now with sandals. Dan, first of all, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us. Sounds like it's amazing. You build a business that gets hit by COVID like a year after you started, and now you're back and things are going very well, right?
Yeah, it's been great. It was a roller coaster. We all experienced it, especially as we were just starting to get going before COVID, but we stuck in there and figured things out until travel came back, and now it's been going great.
Absolutely. So you saw there is opportunity in being a travel advisor, travel agent, right?
Yeah, a ton of opportunity. I think you just have to approach it in a new way than has been done for decades.
And you've done that, and now you're here. You're among a lot of the more traditional travel advisors, but you're the cutting edge now.
Yeah, so we literally are the future, just by age. We'll be around for a while, and I think just like me when I was like, there are travel agents. If you look for the opportunity, you can find it and find success.
Well, Dan, again, thank you so much, and hopefully you have the great rest of the conference. Not too much left, just a few hours left, but it's been great to meet you here, and good luck with this. It sounds. I always love to hear stories about how younger people come into the business and see an opportunity, seize it, and then grow immensely.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been great.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.